Hey, what's up everyone? It's Steven, and in this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 sets that I want from Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 7, In the Name of Honor. So spoiler warning up front. If you haven't watched the new episode, stop the video, go watch it, and then as soon as you finish, come right back here and join in on the Lego set speculation. Also, if you like videos and content like this, I'll always appreciate a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. All right, let's not waste any more time, and let's jump right in. Okay, again, last chance. Spoiler warning. Well, I must say the Book of Boba Fett really saved all the excitement for the last 3 episodes, and this episode was no different. Man, by the end, it had me feeling like little Grogu after hitting the afterburners. And then the post-credit scene, I'm really happy that Cobb Vanth is still alive. I was very suspicious that he was still going to be alive by the end of the last episode, but to see him in the back to tank, and then presumably now he's going to be some part cyborg just like Fennec Shand, given that you had the same body modification doctor or whatever you call him there. All right, but enough of that. Let's actually get into the Lego set speculation. All right, set number 1, Pelimoto's Rickshaw, or essentially that droid-drawn carriage. So in the episode when she turned the corner and she had all those pit droids with her, it was really brought a lot of levity and humor to the moment, especially since Mando was being chased by that Scorpenek droid. And when I was first watching it, I was like, yes, I want a Lego set of that. That's hilarious. So for me, I'm thinking this would probably be around 200 pieces, maybe 150 to 200 pieces. It doesn't seem like it would be like a really complex build. Throw in about 4 minifigs. I would include Pelimoto, 1 pit droid, the carriage rickshaw droid, and then Grogu. Knowing Lego, they would actually throw in Mando as well, but I don't need that. Mando comes in a lot of other sets. Those 4 would be just fine for me. And ultimately, given that with the 4 minifigs and the pieces, probably around $25 or so would be a fair price to me. Again, it's kind of silly, but it's a set that I think would be really awesome to have. Let's do it. All right, next is set number 2, and I would call this one Fennec Shand's Ambush. And obviously, this is one of the final scenes of the episode. But the reason that I would really love to see this as a Lego set itself is because of all of the minifigures that I would include for this. So starting off the actual build, I'd probably just do kind of an open face of the Pike's headquarters, have a little build for the Pike leader's chair or throne or whatever you want to call it that he's sitting on. Again, the build of this doesn't have to be anything fancy because that's not really why I'm wanting this set. I'm wanting this set for all of the minifigures that I'm going to include. All right, so I would include 6 minifigures, starting with obviously Fennec Shand, then the Pike leader, and then I want to include the heads of all of the Mos Espa crime families. So that would include the Trandoshan family, the Aqualish family, and the Klatooinian family. And then figure number 6 would be the mayor, the Ithorian. So that gives me 5 aliens plus Fennec Shand, and I'm super stoked about that. Then essentially you could have it as a play set where you could reenact that little ambush scene that she has. Given the number of figures this set would include, it would probably skew to a higher price, maybe around $40. But again, if I'm getting 6 minifigures, I think that's kind of fair, especially if you have a reasonable build to go with it like we would have with this, the Pike's headquarters. Next is set number 3, Scorpenek Droid Assault. I actually really liked these droids. I felt like it was a nice callback to the prequels and the Droidicas, especially when you see that shield go up. And I really appreciate that the TV shows haven't been afraid to do callbacks to the Clone War era or the prequel era. But anyways, so the build for this I think would include 1 of the Scorpenek droids, and let's throw in a small build of maybe that Freetown speeder transport. That way you can kind of set up that little battle scenario. Pieces for this I think would be, I don't know, maybe around 330, somewhere in that lower 300s to mid 300s. And for minifigs for this set, I would include 4. First off, I would include 2 Pike soldiers. So again, you can start building up that Pike Syndicate army. Next would be Black Chrysanthemum. And Lego, you have to make a Black Chrysanthemum. I'm including it in this set specifically because Black Chrysanthemum tries to attack one of the droids and obviously gets kicked into a wall, which is kind of a funny scene. So Black Chrysanthemum would be one of the minifigs. And then the fourth minifig, I'm kind of going back and forth on. Either make it one of the mod gang members, which I know a lot of people don't like, but either one of the mod gang members or the Weequay bartender from Freetown. He would at least have some association with that Freetown speeder and transport. But with those, you can kind of set up the street assault, plus when Black Chrysanthemum actually tries to assault the Scorpenek droid. All right, then lastly would be the price. And if you take in the build, the pieces, the minifigs, I think $40 would probably be pretty reasonable for that. Lego might try to price it at $50, but I feel like that would be a little steep. $40 would feel much more fair and appropriate for that. And I think this would be a really fun set to have. Then moving on to set number 4, this one I would call Boba Fett and Cad Bane Duel. So we already know Lego's a big fan of these kind of dueling sets. They have a lot of them, especially the Jedi dueling sets. I included a duel set in my last video, which I think I would actually prefer more, even though this is the moment they foreshadowed with that duel. This is the moment they've been kind of setting up by introducing Cad Bane. But for whatever reason, I think I like the duel with Cad Bane and Cobb Vanth more. Not to take anything away from this scene, but we don't have any Cobb Vanth Lego sets. We have several Boba Fett ones. But anyways, as far as the build, I would probably have some of the background building structures, maybe the pillars, just something to set up in the background. Piece count would probably be in the range of, I don't know, around 150, and that's pretty common for a lot of the dual sets, is to have them in that 150 to 200 range. I would obviously include 2 minifigs. First would be Boba Fett, but let's actually give him a helmet that actually matches the rest of his armor like it does in the show, as opposed to that mismatch helmet and armor that they've been doing. And then the second figure would obviously be Cad Bane. And price for this, it's not a very expansive set. Only 2 figures, piece count around 150. So I would price this at around $20. All right, and lastly would be set number 5, the Rancor Counterattack. And let's be honest, this is the moment everybody's been waiting for since the Rancor was introduced. I'll say the only thing that was a little bit of a bummer with this was the fact that Danny Trejo didn't show up in this episode. But other than that, this whole sequence with Boba Fett riding the Rancor was just epic. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it. The whole fight sequences with the Scorpenek droids were great. And I even loved how Cad Bane showed his cleverness by using the fire to agitate and really drive the Rancor into a rampage where it runs off. Again, I really just liked that entire sequence. And of course, I want it as a Lego set. And this might be one of my favorite ideas for a Lego set, and I really hope that they do it. And I would honestly be a little surprised if they didn't. It just seems like a great sequence and moment to actually do a Lego set for the Book of Boba Fett. So as far as the build, all right, let's do a large build of the Rancor. Really get the scale of the Rancor. So this isn't going to be like the Rancor build in the Jabba's lair. Let's actually have a big, full-fledged Rancor and include on him kind of a saddle riding position to actually have Boba Fett ride on top. And then let's keep having fun with it, and let's actually have him battle and have him fight a Scorpenek droid. So in the set, have the Rancor and have a Scorpenek droid for him to battle. I imagine this somewhere being in between the 500 to 600 pieces, depending on how they actually build out that giant Rancor. And I'm imagining this with like probably 4 to 5 minifigures. Probably Lego would do 4 minifigs. So again, Boba Fett isn't obvious. And again, like the other set, let's make his helmet match the armor. Probably have 2 Pike soldiers or thugs. 3 would be really nice, but two would be fine. And then as your 4th or 5th kind of throw in, either throw in one of the mod gang members or a Freetown fighter. Price-wise, I think having the giant Rancor, having the Scorpenek droid, the minifigs, to me, I think $60 would be fair. I could totally see Lego making it even more than that, more like $70 or $80 potentially. However, I think $60 would be much more fair. I don't need any additional throw-in build. Just give me the Rancor, give me the Scorpenek droid, and let them kind of battle it out. So that's it. Those are the top 5 sets from Boba Fett Chapter 7 that I would want LEGO to make. But what about you guys? What are you wanting? Are there sets that I missed? Are there other sets that you thought of? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm excited to hear about it. Well, anyways, keep an eye out for my top 5 sets from the first season of the Book of Boba Fett. That'll be coming out shortly. Again, thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you next time.